So there's something that I want us to talk about is these illegal foreigners who are in our country, destroying our country. Every day when we wake up, there is illegal foreigners doing something in our country in numbers, not just in small numbers, in big, huge groups are destroying our country. The same Zimbabwean in the home country, they don't even give their own citizen the healthcare that they're demanding in our country. This is nonsense, Bafit. South Africa, we are not angry enough to take and fight for our country. It is time that we, the men of this country, to stand up and go to those gates and go block it. Because we cannot expect women to be on those gates. Because when these police officers, they come, they threaten them. And they can't even take care of their own children. They cannot even take their own children to a private hospital. But they're busy fucking around in our country.
They stand accused of trespassing, possession of gold-bearing material, and the contravention of the Immigration Act. Those with fixed South African addresses were granted bail, but others remain in custody.
Today, 24 suspects were arrested at the same mine that the other 494 were arrested. So
that Zimbabwean citizens are being turned away from public hospitals in the country. This comes after several reports showed that some hospitals are refusing to treat not only Zimbabweans, but indeed foreign nationals at large. The Zimbabwean government...
I have to be frank and say that this is xenophobic in a lot of respects, because when a person presents themselves to a healthcare institution...
Somehow we, the people of South Africa, who must pay for Zimbabwe, the criminals who are destroying our country, the criminals of Lesotho are destroying our country, the criminals of Mozambique are destroying our country, somehow we must support them. Look at this, look at these animals destroying our country. Let them close these holes that where these people are mining, close it. We don't care who's inside there. We don't care if there's South African in there. We do not send them there. Close those holes. We'll open those holes after 5 years. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending what I'm watching this video. You could be watching from South America, you could be watching from North America, you could be watching from Asia, you could be watching from Australia, you could be watching from Europe, you could be watching from Africa, the mother continent, you could be watching from the Caribbean, you could be watching from anywhere around the world. Could be the first time you bump into my face, could be the first time you bump into my voice, could be the first time you bump into my YouTube channel. My name is Hlulani, the Tsonga Prince from South Africa, from Zanzi for sure. You're probably asking yourself, what am I doing here? I'm here to talk about what's happening around my country. I'm here to talk about what's happening around Africa. I'm here to talk about what's happening around the world. But most of all, I am here to come and defend my country from those who think they can come to our country illegally. I will be the first defense force. From those who think they can come and corrupt our country, I will be the first defense force. From those who think they can come and work in our country illegally, I will be the first defense force. From those who think they can come and sell my white power in our country, I will be the first defense force. More than 77% of you guys, you're watching my content, but you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel. I don't know what you're waiting for, guys. So kindly hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that every time I upload my video, you are the first one to get my videos, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. It is free, Kimahala. You pay nothing to hit that subscribe button. Just hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're not far away from there, guys, to reach to that 20,000. Not far away. I was saying we need about 500 of you, but now we need about just less than 100 of you guys. If less than 100 of you, or less than 100 of you guys, you hit that join button, you hit that subscribe button, we will reach to that 20,000 subscribers. Don't forget also, guys, to hit that join button, become a member, contribute to the channel, support the channel so that we can continue to grow, guys. Less than $2 or less than 30 rand, you can become a member and support the channel so that we can continue to grow this channel, guys. So I need your support, I need your support. So let's continue to support the channel, guys. So there's something that I want us to talk about is these illegal foreigners who are in our country, destroying our country. Every day when we wake up, there is illegal foreigners doing something in our country in numbers, not just in small numbers, in big, huge groups are destroying our country. I think the country is not angry enough to remove all of these criminals. And sometimes, you know, we're having our own people, our own South African people defending illegal foreigners. But before I go deeper, guys, I just want to say thank you to my returning subscriber. I also want to say thank you to my new subscriber. I just want to also say thank you to you who just subscribed right now, because I know you are hitting that subscribe button so we can reach the 20,000. Then from there, guys, we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I believe that before the end of the year, we will reach to that 100,000 or close to that 100,000 subscribers. So let's continue to support the channel. Let's continue to grow the channel so we can continue to fight and defend this country, because as a Pelela, I need many of you for us to fight for this country, for us to continue to kick out these illegal foreigners, for us to continue to voice out our voices and our opinions. We need to come here and fight for this country, guys. There's a lot of other platforms though that are fighting for the same thing. Let's support also the other platform, not only my platform that we need to support, guys. Also, everyone who's fighting for this country, we need to support one another. We need to support one another. I'm not the only one fighting for this country. There's a lot of us fighting for this country. I know there's also a lot of our South African people trying to defend criminals who are destroying our country. This thing that is happening in our country, it does not happen anywhere in the world, does not happen anywhere in Africa. But they think whatever they're doing, they can come to our country, destroy our country, do things that they're doing in our country. Crime after crime. We cannot allow this rubbish. These 500 illegal foreigners who have been found, few South Africans, I can guarantee you, out of those 500, you will not even get more than 10 South Africans in that group who are doing illegal mining in our country. And somehow we must understand we cannot. And you have this Zimbabwean people protecting their people, telling even us that we must take care of these criminals who are doing illegal business in our country, who must pay for the healthcare. They're doing illegal things in our country. And on top of that, we, the people of South Africa, we must take care of these people. Make it make sense. Illegal foreigners in our own country. The same Zimbabwean in the home country, they don't even give their own citizen the healthcare that they're demanding in our country. We're simply telling to the Zimbabwean, go to private healthcare. Private clinics, private hospital. That's where you're supposed to be going. Not to our public hospital. I'm so sick and tired, guys. I saw a video of our South African police putting illegal foreigners into our clinics. This guy came with no documents. He says he does not have a passport. He does not have an ID. He has nothing, but our police, they come and remove our people. They come and remove Operation to say, these people must utilize this clinic. This is nonsense, my friend. South Africa, we are not angry enough to take and fight for our country. It is time that we, the men of this country, to stand up and go to those gates and go block it. Because we cannot expect women to be on those gates. Because when these police officers, they come, they threaten them. We cannot allow this rubbish. This man, he came there with no ID. He says he does not have an ID. I'll do that video, guys. He said he has no ID. He has no passport. He has nothing. He simply has nothing. He's been staying in our country for over 18 years. For over 18 years. Over 18 years illegal in our country. Milking our country. The only thing they know is that they go around, fuck each other, do all these nonsense things. And they can't even take care of their own children. They cannot even take their own children to a private hospital. But they're busy fucking around in our country. They're busy fucking around in our country. But they don't have money to take care of their children. We, the people of South Africa, must take care of their nonsense. Make it make sense that they're busy fucking around. And we, the people of this country, we must pay for them. And our police officers are allowing rubbish. But you know what? I'll do that video. But let me play you this next clip. Actually, I'm going to play these two clips. They're a little bit longer. Please watch this Human Rights Commission of Zimbabwe and these things of illegal foreigners who are doing illegal mining in our country.
Outside court, there was strong support for the 494 suspected illegal miners arrested on Friday to be released. Release our husbands. They are not criminals. They are trying to make a living. The mine is always killing our people and no one is arrested. A logistical nightmare. The accused were brought to the dock and appeared in groups of 50. They stand accused of trespassing, possession of gold-bearing material, and the contravention of the Immigration Act. Those with fixed South African addresses were granted bail, but others remain in custody. While some were in court, Others resurfaced and were arrested at Sheba Mine. Police expect more suspects to return to the surface after cutting off their food supply.
Today, 24 suspects were arrested at the same mine that the other 494 were arrested. So now it means we have about 518 suspects that have been arrested. So the other interesting one is that there is a firearm that has been confiscated from one of the suspects. We are expecting more, but that will depend from the planning, that the replanning and reassessing, ensuring that maybe more resources are brought so that we can have the rest to also be brought to the surface.
Illegal mining is rife in Barberton area, and the mine is concerned. It says it had to retrench 271 workers this year due to illegal mining.
Since September last year, some 4,000 arrests have been made. It was evident then that local police could not cope, and these illegal miners were found to be repeat offenders. Illegal miners gain access to old areas of these mines and set up camps away from working areas. These areas were difficult to access previously due to safety concerns and because illegals use improvised explosives to keep security away and access abandoned areas that are existing from over 100 years of mining.
The case has been postponed to the 11th of August for further investigation. Dumela Machogo, SABC News, Barberton.
Now, the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission is working with South Africa's public protector advocate Hlulani to deal with complaints that Zimbabwean citizens are being turned away from public hospitals in the country. This comes after several reports showed that some hospitals are refusing to treat not only Zimbabweans, but indeed foreign nationals at large. The Zimbabwean government has also said it will not pay for its citizens to get medical help in South Africa. The Commission's chairperson, Jessie Majome, emphasized the need for Zimbabwe to improve its healthcare system. And she joins us now for more. Jessie, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. So let's talk about the meeting and the engagement then with the public protector, Advocate Hlulani there as well. What's that conversation been like and what has come of it?
The conversation with my counterpart, the South African Public Protector, Advocate Hlulani, it was to show our mutual interest in having our countries beneficially resolve the issue of the conflicts that are arising when Zimbabwean nationals approach South African hospitals to seek services. This conversation is actually not a new conversation. In September 2024, the South African Public Protector, Advocate Hlulani, very graciously hosted my commission, because the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission has a dual mandate. It is the National Human Rights Institution. It is also the Public Protector Institute. So she graciously hosted us for a benchmarking and learning visit, because we came to learn how the South African Public Protector conducts its mandate and overcomes difficulties that it encounters, so that we can also grow and improve our function. And in that visit, Advocate Hlulani and myself had a conversation that started about that problem that's in the media a lot about Zimbabweans seeking help. And we agreed that we want to come together and devise ways of coming up with lasting solutions, like what I can call a root cause approach, to ensure that Zimbabweans, like all human beings, and all as South Africans who are in South Africa, also enjoy their rights freely, because there should not be conflict around this. And we've just finished a round of the public, the learning visits, because we started with South Africa, then we went to Kenya and Uganda. So we have just synthesized the outcome of the visits, and so it is now time for us to resume that collaboration, because it was a very good engagement where we are in agreement that we need to see if we can find each other. So what we now need to do is to conclude that. But the good thing is that we agreed that for the benefits of our countries and for the nationals of our countries, It's not it's not a problem that cannot be resolved, but that is Southern African states who are neighbors,
Yeah.
and who are Africans, all of us, we can find lasting solutions to de-escalate this very unfortunate and needless and avoidable issue where human beings across required to have their dignity and their rights respected, but also right round, because human
Yeah.
rights they impact the rights of others as well.
Jesse, what is the long-lasting solution here? Because, the fear is that we'll talk about a long-lasting solution, but it will be predicated on whether there is still more pressure on South Africa's healthcare services, which makes it more South Africa problem than it is a foreign national's problem by the sounds of it. And I stand corrected on that too. But what do you think then could be a long-lasting solution?
Okay. The long-lasting solution is, I think, the continuous mutual respect and engagement of both countries, and for also in terms of the Zimbabwean situation, an improvement in the healthcare system of Zimbabwe, so that Zimbabweans so that Zimbabweans are also as happy to access their public health institutions. But that's also part of the problem. And so that we can also have South Africans coming to Zimbabwe to seek healthcare services, not only on the high end, because there are also very high end medical facilities in Zimbabwe where people come from all over the world, even from South Africa and otherwise. But for the population, the sector of the population that is not well resourced, that require to use public health systems, we want, there's a need, and the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission continues to engage also the Ministry of Health in Zimbabwe to continue to improve the healthcare system, because that will solve part of the problem. And why do I say that? I say that because some of the Zimbabweans that are in South Africa regularly and legitimately. But if there is intolerance and xenophobia, even those who are regularly in South Africa and also contributing to the South African economy also bear the brunt of, I think, very negative, how can I call it, attitudes, which are not helpful for South Africa or for Zimbabwe. But the bottom line is that we should and we can find lasting solutions on the Zimbabwean side. That continues, but also on the South African side, I think there's also need for, in my very respectful view, increased understanding of sometimes the needs of people and the needs of nations at different times. I want to go as far as to say that possibly also during the struggle for South Africa's independence, a lot of African countries, including Zimbabwe, hosted South Africans who were there, not of their own making. And so, that humanity, that Ubuntu that we Africans have, I think should continue to pervade and lead such discussions and such actions, because at the end of the day, we really are one people. There might be issues here, issues there, but it does not detract from our human and, let me say, African dignity. And we must, of course, find these solutions and these conflicts.
Jesse, ultimately, this is being called and I suppose labeled as xenophobic. Would you agree with that notion that indeed it is xenophobic, or is it just in many ways South Africans saying that they're looking out for themselves and ensuring that their healthcare is also able to look out for them too? Because some feel that they aren't able to get the healthcare that they also deserve, and that instead it is foreign nationals that perhaps are being prioritized here.
I have to be frank and say that this is xenophobic in a lot of respects, because when a person presents themselves to a healthcare institution, they require services, and if they are of a particular nationality or are assumed to be of a particular nationality, they might not even be, by the way, then it's assumed that they don't deserve health care. So I, from the whole Ubuntu perspective, compassion and respect and dignity is what comes. And then sometimes you help a person and you ask questions later. So I think it would not be xenophobia if it is based on proper scientific and statistical data to say that the number of that, if the South African health care system is suffering stress, there would need to be clear evidence that it is because of Zimbabweans. there could be other factors, there could be other reasons. There are a lot of reasons, because even right now, South Africa, from what we read from the media, is also suffering a backlash from its policies about the rights of the the land rights in South Africa that have been pronounced by the American government, for example, and issues like lines of trade and tariffs and issues like that can also have an impact. But if we, so what I'm saying is that solutions that start with with labeling people because of their identity, yes, they don't support the rights, and they don't promote Ubuntu, and the solutions usually lie elsewhere, and starting there obscures the problem. And like I said, I'm confident, very confident that as we keep also working with the Zimbabwean government and urging it to prioritize health systems delivery, even if that happens, there might still be people who prefer to go to South Africa to to get treated. So it's a positive actually for the South African system, because it shows it's actually there are ways of looking at it that South Africa is doing very well, and that's a symptom, and not necessarily look at it as a problem.
I think,
and maybe there needs to be ways of making sure that there is contribution to that for that care, so that it continues to serve South Africans, because they have a right to healthcare systems, as well as others who come in. There are ways, like I said, when we sit together and as Africans, we do not fail to find solutions to this problem.
One thing I can say about it is that we have been failed by our own leaders, who have been failed by our own journalists, who can't ask hard questions, who can't ask these people hard questions. Why is that the Zimbabwean government is not paying for the healthcare for their own people? Why can't he ask that question? He wants to ask her about xenophobia. Nonsense, when he knows in this country there's no xenophobia. With simple saying they must go to a private hospital to go access healthcare then. But somehow they don't want to talk about, they don't want to pay. They feel that South Africa must be paying for these illegal people who are here in our country, destroying our country. Every day it's them destroying our country. Our journalists failing to ask hard questions. Why don't you ask them hard questions? And stop asking them about xenophobia. So the people who are failing us, it's not just the politicians. Also our journalists are sellouts. Ask relevant questions, tough questions. Not talk about xenophobia with whatever's happening in this country. This is our country. In fact, we're not angry enough to fight and defend this country. The Zimbabwean government said they will not pay for the people here in South Africa for the healthcare. The Zimbabwean government said they will not pay for their people who are here in South Africa for the healthcare, if they access healthcare. That's how we simply said they must go to a private hospital. Somehow, we, the people of South Africa, who must pay for Zimbabwe, the criminals who are destroying our country, the criminals of Lesotho who are destroying our country, the criminals of Mozambique who are destroying our country, somehow we must support them. South Africans were not angry enough to take back our country from these criminals who are destroying our country. More than 500. There's still more under the ground. Destroying our country. Destroying our minds. And the same people, when they come out, we must give them health care when they're sick, destroying our country. Rubbish. South Africa were not angry enough to sit and listen to this Zimbabwean Human Right Commission telling us that we're xenophobic. Telling us we're xenophobic after what we've done to these Zimbabweans who are here in our country, milking our country, destroying our country. There's a picture that I wanted to put here, showing the Zimbabweans stealing our cables, destroying our cables. Look at this picture here. Look at these animals destroying our country. And somehow these are the animals that we must accept them to come to our country, and we must give them the medical care, free medical care. They're busy they've destroyed our railways. Look at them. And somehow we must understand this rubbish. Somehow we must, I didn't even know that in Zimbabwe there's Human Rights Commission. The Human Rights Commission of Zimbabwe only works in South Africa. The Human Rights Commission of Zimbabwe only want to work in South Africa. They don't want to pay for the medical care, calling us xenophobic. South Africa were not angry enough to take back our country. The ANC has sold out, the DA has sold out, the AFF have sold out our country. We are where we are today is because of this. I've seen police protecting illegal foreigners. Instead of arresting, our constitution of 2002, Section 32 and Section 34 is very clear. Arrest these criminals. Arrest anybody who's illegal in our country and deport them back into our country. But the police, the video that I'm about to do, they are putting them inside. Instead of arresting them, the man said he has no passport, he has no ID, he has no permit, he has nothing. But the police are doing nothing. But they're stopping Operation Dudula to stop these people. South Africa, the men of this country were not angry enough to go fight with these women. We need to go protect our clinics. We need to go protect our mines. We need to protect everything. This is of value God. Why don't you value God if this is really, is this whatever called value God? Why are they not valuing this God? Close those holes while they're inside there. We'll open up the holes after 5 years. Let them close these holes that where these people are mining. Close it. We don't care who's inside there. We don't care if there's South African in there. We do not send them there. Close those holes. We'll open those holes after 5 years. Because we cannot allow this rubbish. Enough, it's enough. Our country is under attack. And our government does not say, our government is doing nothing. When we, the people of this country, defend the country, what happened? They want to arrest us. When we fight for this country, the things that they're supposed to be doing, they're not doing. They're supposed to be arrested, they're failing. They're supposed to be arresting these criminals, but they're failing to arrest the criminals. They expect South Africans to sit and watch our country getting destroyed. It affects us. This nonsense is affecting each and all of us in this country. It affects us, all of us. So we cannot allow this criminal to continue to happen in our country. We cannot be told by this Human Rights Commission that we're xenophobic. And we don't care anymore. They can call us names. We must continue to fight and defend this country. We're simply saying anybody who's in this country illegal must pack the rubbish and get out of our country. Our constitution is very clear when it comes to illegal foreigners who are in our country. Why are we protecting illegal foreigners? We have never said we don't want foreigners to be in this country. We're simply saying all these illegal foreigners must be taken out of our country because they're the one destroying our country. They are the one destroying our country. Enough, it's enough. We cannot allow this rubbish. South Africa, let's rise up. Let's support the women who are fighting for this country. The men of this country must wake up and fight for this country with these women. Now our women are being bullied by police officers. Enough is enough, guys. Let me not make this video very long because there's construction going on in my building. They're just making some noise. But guys, it is time that we take back our country. Enough is enough. We cannot continue to keep quiet. As men of this country, we must fight with these women. We cannot allow only women fighting for this country. Where are we? Why are we saying nothing? Why are we doing nothing? You have said nothing. Many of you have said nothing since this thing is happening. You say nothing. You've got no voice. You've got no opinion. You've got nothing to say. You've got nothing to do about what's happening in our country. We can't be this useless. We can't allow women to suffer alone. South Africa, let's rise up and fight for this. We'll fight for our country. We cannot allow our officials supporting criminals. They're supposed to be arresting criminals, but what they're doing nothing. Enough, it's enough, guys. Let me cut this video right here, guys. Because it's just too much construction going on in my apartment. I'll see you on my next video, guys. I love you. Sharp.